Welcome to the channel, and you're watching a speed painting of a skater girl skating around. And today I'm gonna be talking about finding your footing as far as it goes with art. Maybe I'll touch on a little bit of how it goes with life, but the main focus, as you are watching a painting, is more so to do with art and art creation and all the nitty-gritty about that. So how I actually look at this is that we are able to create because creation itself is constantly flowing through us. We were created, so creating and being creative is a most natural process. But so many things come in the way of, creating freely. A lot of it has to do with mental blocks that we gain from a multitude of different things. It's really up to us to discover those, because each of us has our own set of those things. So we have to make space for it. And how you make space for it is by realizing that you are it and it is you. It's not a separate thing from you. Creating is what you are, and you have to see it intrinsically as your very nature, So, in other words, you don't have to make space for it. You simply be it. You do it. It's a bit inconclusive to say such a thing, but it's the truth. Because, yes, you have to go through a lot of life experiences for you to gain, certain levels of creation. Not like you have to experience certain things, but you have to live your life as a creative and know that there's a reason why you are in this path. I'm essentially saying that you don't have to try so hard to make it part of your life, because it already is. That's another mental blockage that we might face. Is trying to turn it into a whole other thing. But the way that we realize that this really is just part of us is by being very practical about it and just doing the work. So yes, it's part of you. You are part of it. It's your gift. It's your passion. It's something that you've never been able to get away from, because it's with you everywhere. So all you have to do is just do the work. Create. Do it without any expectation and without any goal in mind, at least to begin with. Start however you want and however you need to. Draw your favorite character. Paint a ceramic pot. Take a class on sculpture. Just start making, because that is what you must do. In the grand scheme of things, in the whole totality of creation, the most important act is that you created something in the first place. Not that it became very famous and got you millions of dollars. Wow, that's very nice. But the first, most important thing above all else is that you, from your own mind and your own spirit, took the creative forces from the universe and translated it into something new. You created. Something to make it a bit easier. if you don't know where to start, is to look at drawing fundamentals. Very boring, I know. But this is a very important step. Keep in mind, I just told you that start however you want, because the most important thing is what your soul desires to create. There's always something that you desire to create. There's something within you that you wish to bring out into the world. That is the most important process. So after you've got that out of your system, I ask that you start with the fundamentals. That's an example is this drawing that you're watching me draw. It's part of a larger study I'm doing on perspective, which I was reading a book about Leonardo da Vinci, and he says that it is important to start with perspective. Well, to be honest, I was doing the perspective study before. I just thought that it was cool that when I read that, he said to start with perspective and then move on to proportions and blah, blah, blah. There's lots of information on the fundamentals, and I'll probably do more pertaining to that set of things, Yeah, so in conclusion, don't stress about, the end goal. Don't stress at all. If art is your method to release your stress, then I think you should be worried less about the perfectionism of it. And that's a whole other topic that we're going to discuss. You have to disregard perfectionism. It is something that blocks a lot of artists, myself included. I think I would be light years ahead of where I am today if I had destroyed perfectionism from a very, very young age. So to all the artists watching this, please try your hardest to remove perfectionism from your mind. It's okay at a certain level, but then that is even a different definition. When you reach a certain level of high level skill, that is meticulousness, that is attention to detail, that is not perfectionism. Because perfectionism is a blockage, it's a failure, and we need to remove it from ourselves. So in conclusion, again, don't stress about anything, just do the work, because it's simply who you are. An artist, a creator.